Miss Schieffer, and this is my narrative speech for my oral communications class. I'm sure everyone has had a time in their life where they have miscommunicated. Even if you speak the same language as someone, there are different ways you can miscommunicate, like through nonverbal gestures such as eye contact, posture, hand gestures, and there are different words that may mean the same thing. However, if you visit a different country, there is even a bigger language barrier between the two of you. With this in mind, you should take the responsibility while traveling to a different country to realize some of these differences and learn from them before you go there and end up making a mistake and embarrassing yourself. When I learned this, it was 2 years ago over the summer, and I was going with a band group to visit Europe. We were there for about 2 weeks. In the 2 weeks we were there, we visited 8 countries, 7 which spoke a different language than English. At this age, I never really thought or understood or realized any of the differences between the countries and cultures and how they communicated besides them speaking a different language. So when I was there, I knew I was going there, nothing really crossed my mind that I should change. In our first week of travel, we didn't really have any communication problems because the people that I talked to all spoke a little bit English and were used to tourists, so they were more comfortable talking to us than we would be talking to someone that didn't know how to speak English at all. Our tour guides and bus drivers and band directors all spoke English, so they told us what to do and where things were at. Even in the airport, there were signs that had English writing on all the posters and signs, so we knew where things were and where to go. The instructor made us all stay together in groups, told us where things were at and what to do. So we never had to talk or ask any of the locals where something was, how much something cost, or which way we should go. During the second week, we were in France, and things changed dramatically. We were allowed to go roam through the community more and be more free. Even though we had to stay in our groups, we were able to wander a little bit more. There we were, in Paris, city of culture, city of history, and city of French people. We had a lot of communication problems. For example, when we visited the Louvre Museum, my friend Kristen, my twin sister Katie, and I decided to look at the Mona Lisa in full confidence that we would be able to find our way throughout the museum with the English and some of the communications that we hadn't already known. After wandering around looking at other artwork and statues, we realized that we had to use the restroom. So we started wandering down the halls looking for indication or signs that there was a bathroom in the area. But after a while, we gave up and decided to look for a security guard or someone that was in charge so we could ask. Once we found a security guard, we walked up to him. And as soon as I saw his French-English dictionary in his hand, I realized that there was going to be some problems. "Excuse me," I said. "Where are the bathrooms?" He gave me a confused and a little bit afraid look. Looking at Kristen, I was wondering if I said something wrong, so I repeated myself. "Where are the restrooms?" This time he said cafe, again with a confused look. I said, "No, restroom." This time he pulled out his English-French dictionary and looked something up. This time he said shower. Then I had to think. I continued to keep going back and forth, trying to figure out what he was trying to say or him trying to figure out what I was going to say, and I didn't understand how to say restroom in French. He looked at our faces and realized that we needed to use the restroom, and he really wanted to help us out, so he pointed down the hall, indicating that he wanted us to go that way to find the restrooms. So we decided to go down that way, looking for where the restrooms were, and we ended up just finding a drinking fountain. Even though he tried his best to help communicate with us, it wasn't the best. So in the end, in the innermost national city, in the innermost national museum, there are going to be communication problems. And from what I learned from this experience, that I should take the responsibility to realize how they speak and communicate with them instead of having them to realize and communicate with me. I can't just put all the responsibility on them. So I learned that next time if I ever go to a country or a different kind of culture, I'm going to learn and understand their culture and how they communicate better.